Most people who think they're losing fat are actually losing both fat and muscle, and that might be why the scale is dropping, but your body doesn't seem to be changing. The scale says that you're down a few pounds, but in the mirror you look no different. Well, then the chances are you haven't just lost fat, and that is why so many people end up skinny fat. But don't worry, in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can tell if you're burning fat or muscle, and how you can make sure that it's only fat. A huge problem is that a lot of people think that weight loss and fat loss is the same thing, but that's not the case at all. The number on the scale can go down, yes, but that does not mean that you've lost fat. Most of the time, especially when it's fast, it's a mixture of fat, water, glycogen, and muscle. That's why when you see these people online that have lost like 25 pounds in a month, they look the same, just a smaller, softer version of themselves. And the biggest reason this happens is because for some reason nowadays, people love to aggressively diet where they slash their calories in half, cut out entire food groups, and do hours of cardio. When you do that, yes, the scale is going to drop fast, but again, it's not only fat. And I made that mistake myself. Before I lost 70 pounds of fat, I tried to do things really quickly. And what happened? I ended up looking like that, skinny fat, soft, and weak. And that's why understanding the difference between weight loss and fat loss is so vital. So I'm going to give you 5 signs that you're burning fat and 5 signs that you're actually burning muscle. The first sign that you're burning fat is that you look better in the mirror and in progress pictures. This one may sound really obvious, but it's so easy to get obsessed with the number that you see on the scale, when if you actually look to your body, you'll be able to see really easily if you're burning fat or not. Your body will look tighter, you'll see more definition around your shoulders, your chest, and your arms, and your face will look sharper. When you lose fat, it changes the entire shape of your body, whereas when you lose weight, you just look like a kind of shrunken down version of yourself. So take weekly progress pictures in the same lighting, in the same place, and that's going to help you see if you're actually losing fat or not. And by the way, if you click the second link in the description, over the next 17 days, I will send you 17 emails containing the exact blueprint I personally used to lose 70 pounds of body fat. So make sure you go and grab that straight after this video. Secondly, your clothes start to fit differently. If your waistband is getting looser and you have to tighten up your belt, but your t-shirt still fits around your upper body, that shows you are losing fat and maintaining muscle mass. Whereas for someone who's losing both fat and muscle, their t-shirts look baggier, yes, but they look slender and narrow in all the wrong places. So keep in mind that fat loss shrinks where your fat is stored and weight loss shrinks your entire frame. Number 3 is your strength stays stable or it goes up. If you're losing fat without losing muscle, your strength in the gym should stay roughly the same. It might drop a little bit, but it shouldn't be drastic. And if you're gaining muscle whilst losing fat, your strength will actually go up. When people crash diet, their strength goes away completely. So if you're maintaining your strength, that's a really good sign. The fourth sign is that your energy levels are normal. When you lose fat properly, you should not feel groggy, drained, or like you're about to die. Feeling like shit all the time is a sign that you've dropped your calories way too low. And again, that's going to cause muscle loss. So if you're feeling constantly exhausted, that's a clear sign that you're doing something wrong. The fifth and the clearest sign is that you're losing 0.5 to 1% of your body weight each week. That's a really good tempo to go at. It's sustainable, and you're actually going to see progress really quickly. So if you weigh 200 pounds, anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds a week is bang on. And if you're 100 kilos, then anywhere from 0.5 to 1 kilo per week. Anything faster than that, and you run the risk of your body cannibalizing your muscle mass. Look, I get that it can feel exciting losing weight really quickly, but there's a reason that slow and steady wins the race is a cliche, and if you take your time, you will reap the rewards. Now on the flip side, here are 5 signs you're actually losing muscle, and trust me, you want to avoid this at all costs. It's so much harder to build a pound of muscle than it is to lose a pound of fat. So firstly, if your strength is dropping drastically, as I said a minute ago, your strength is going to go down from time to time. Some sessions you're going to be weaker, but if you're getting weaker and weaker and weaker every single session, you are 100% losing muscle. Secondly, you're starting to look skinny fat and soft. If you look at your progress pictures and you notice that you are the same shape, but you're just downsized and you're shrinking all the wrong places, then you are losing muscle. Muscle is what gives your body shape, so when you start to lose it, you're going to end up looking really bad. The third sign is that you're constantly hungry, irritable, or in a low mood. Look, when you're in a calorie deficit, whether it's a big one or a small one, you're going to be hungry from time to time. That's unavoidable, but you should not feel like you're starving 24/7. When you drop your calories too low, you're going to feel like shit. People are going to call you moody, your sleep's going to suffer, and you're going to feel like you don't want to do anything. That's your body's way of screaming, I need more calories. So if it gets to that point, then give it some more calories. Number 4, the scale is dropping ridiculously fast. And by ridiculously fast, I mean 3 to 5 pounds a week on a regular basis. Listen, there is no way, no human on earth can lose that amount of weight and have it all be fat. That's fat, glycogen, water, and muscle coming off your body. Yes, it could be really exciting seeing that, but I promise you, by the end of it, you are not going to be excited at all with how you look. Also remember, the faster it comes off, the faster it can go back on. The fifth sign, and one that you may have not really noticed, is you aren't getting the same level of pump in the gym after a workout. When you're in too much of a calorie deficit, you can't really get a good pump at the gym and you feel completely depleted. So if you notice that, you need to reassess what you're actually doing. So why does muscle loss actually happen? And more importantly, how do you guarantee that every pound or every kilo that comes off your body is pure fat? Well, the good news is that muscle loss is not random. It happens for a very few predictable reasons that you can avoid. I know I've touched on this a bunch during this video, but I need you to get this in your head. The biggest reason that people lose muscle is they're in too big of a calorie deficit. Look, I get why you might want to do it fast. You've been in the body that you don't like for however many years, maybe even decades, and all you want to do is get the fat off. The problem with that though is when you go too low, your body is not getting enough fuel, and it will look wherever it can to find that fuel. And if it has to, it will break down your muscle mass. That's why crash dieting makes people look skinny fat. And when you pair that with doing too much cardio and not enough weight training, that's when things get even worse. The fact is, your body will only hold on to the muscle mass that it needs. So if you're doing an hour of cardio in the gym and then tickling some 4-kilo dumbbells, you may as well kiss your biceps goodbye. The reason for this is that muscle is expensive for your body to maintain. It's metabolically active, which means it burns a lot of calories. So if your body sits there and says, hold on a second, we're not using this and we're starving, it's going to get rid of it. That's why endurance athletes are so skinny, because their body has absolutely no reason whatsoever to hold on to that much muscle. Also, you have to make sure that you're eating enough protein. So many people eat one chicken breast and call it a day. Without protein, your body literally does not have the raw materials it needs to hold on to or to build muscle mass. A low protein intake makes you feel hungrier, have more cravings, and slow your metabolism. So it's one of the worst things you can do if you want to lose fat. And then there's the part that no one really talks about: recovery. You can have the best training program, eat the perfect amount of calories, the perfect amount of protein, but if you're not recovering properly, you may as well just do nothing. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night on a regular basis, and you're running on fumes and drinking caffeine to keep yourself going, your hunger hormones are going to be all over the place, your cortisol is going to rise, and that's going to create a perfect storm that you gain more fat and lose more muscle. People are so fast to jump on new diets, new workout programs, new supplements, but sometimes the best fix is just sleeping more. Way too many people grind themselves into the ground just to end up skinny fat. But it doesn't have to be that way. Here is how you guarantee pure fat loss. Firstly, when it comes to your calorie deficit, go with something modest. Personally, I say to everyone, start with a 500 calorie daily deficit, see how you go, and you can always increase it later down the line. That way you're going to lose fat fast enough so that you see regular progress, but slow enough so that you maintain all of your muscle. And with your calorie intake, make sure you are eating every single day 1 gram of protein per pound of your desired body weight, or 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of your desired body weight. Protein literally makes fat loss easier, and it prevents you from losing muscle, so do not neglect it. You know, so many people say to me, oh, but it's so hard to get all that protein in. It's really not. Just build all of your meals around a source of protein, especially breakfast. Don't be one of those people that gets a coffee and 2 croissants and then has like 4 grams of protein by 1 p.m. and then is playing catch up all day long. Make sure you're front loading protein. Eat a protein-packed breakfast, and it makes your life so much easier. And then training. If you want to do cardio, that's absolutely fine. Just don't overdo it, because at that point, it's going to do more harm than good. From there, you should be weight training 3 to 4 times a week, and if you can, try and hit each of your muscles twice per week, just to be on the safe side. You see a lot of stuff online, optimal this, optimal that. It's bollocks. All you need is consistency, a decent program, and making sure that you maintain your strength as much as you can. That way your body is quite literally forced into holding onto muscle. When it comes to recovery, again, there's a lot of optimal crap out there. And look, if you have time to focus on that, then that's great. But I'm a realist. I know most people are busy. So what you should be focusing on purely is your sleep. If you manage to get 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis, everything is going to feel 10 times easier. Your hunger hormones are going to be balanced, and you aren't going to be feeling like your stomach is turning in on itself every few hours. Your energy will be higher, your workouts will feel easier, and maintaining muscle won't even be a worry anymore. And the whole paradox here is that the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, the more fat your body burns. So do everything in your power to hold on to muscle and even build muscle. Look, do not crash diet. Sure, you're going to come down in weight, but when you get down there, do you know how easy it is to go right back up? Because your metabolism will be on the floor because you've lost all your muscle mass. So make sure you hold on to it. So there you have it. Now you can sit down and assess whether you're losing fat or fat and muscle, and you can make the adjustments when needed. And look, if you want me to personally coach you to lose fat and keep it off for the rest of your life, click the first link in the description of this video. Other than that, I hope this video helped. If it did, leave it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.